Oh man, I'm live. Feels like it's been a while since I did a live stream. Oh boy. Wait for somebody to get in. Anybody? Alright, I'll wait till about 2 minutes for one joins. I'll just go ahead and get started. Tick tock, tick tock. Okay. Well, no one's joined, so might as well talk. Go ahead and do this. It's been a little while since I actually did a live stream. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. If not, at least feels like a while. I want to go ahead and talk to all the Christians out here. Let's see. Well, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's talk about the unbelievers for a second here. There's a few reasons why people don't believe. I'll go through what I think are the reasons. The first reason, they don't like having to obey something. That's the first reason. The idea of them having to put their undying loyalty to somebody like Yeshua is, I don't know why, but it bothers them. But yet they're perfectly fine with working a job, listening to what their boss says, and doing what their boss says. Another one is fear. They know they messed up. They know they've done wrong. They know they're sinful. And in their mind, what I believe to be happening in their mind, they're thinking that, okay, you know, I'm a really messed up individual, and I fuck up a lot. And I'm scared to death to hear what my Creator has to say about me. So let me just pretend like He doesn't exist at all. That's the other type of atheist. Now, the next type of atheist is the know-it-all atheist. The know-it-all atheist. Now, these are the people us flat earthers have come into contact with a lot of. Now, the know-it-alls, they think, those are people that think there's no ill intent going on in the world, at least most of them, that nothing bad's happening, you know, everything's normal and stuff like that, you know. They think, yeah, there's some messed up things here and there, but that's normal. Those are people that aren't really aware of what's going on in the world. Those are people that have shut off their mind completely to anything around them. Those are the same people that say that we live on a spinning ball and that gravity's real. Why? Because people told them it was. I gotta say, guys, why is it we live in a world where if someone was to say something, just a normal person like me or somebody else was to say something, hold on, my battery's about to die. Can't have that happen. So, gosh, why is it so dark in here? Is it because... maybe that might be a little bit better? I don't know. Half my face is still dark. That's probably supposed to be good, but... yeah, the know-it-all atheists, those are the people that say gravity's real, we live on a spinning ball, whoa! We're all constantly trying to cling to the surface of the earth while it's following the sun at 666,000 miles, shooting through the universe in one direction. But yet, they'll sit there and say things, like if we ask them how they know, they'll sit there and say, because we know. How do you know? Because scientists tell us. So those same people will admit anybody can be wrong, except for scientists. That's where I have a fucking problem. These people, these scientists, are starting to just say shit, whatever they fucking feel like. They're like testing the waters at this point. It's so fucking obvious. So obvious. What the fuck was this recent news survey, recent news article that came out talking about, they had something about this is the first astronaut that's quit astronaut training program in 50 years. Well, NASA's only been around for about 50 years. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, NASA's anniversary is about to come up. I think it's their 50th year anniversary. I could be wrong about that. Sure, why not? I'm man enough to admit if I'm wrong about something. But, so basically what they're saying is this is the first guy, as far as I'm aware, the first guy that's ever quit basic training for NASA. I was taught growing up that astronaut training is one of the most rigorous and intense. So, let me ask you a question, NASA. You're telling me that out of the 50 years you guys have been around for, this is the first guy that said, nope, I can't take it anymore, I'm done. That was the first guy? So everyone else just went along with it, you're saying? Nobody thought to themselves, maybe this isn't for me. Like, I start thinking about this, and like, if I remember correctly, people in the military, you know, they'll go through basic training, and then they'll do their tour, and then I guess they basically get to decide whether or not they want to do another tour or not. I mean, I'm not in the military and stuff. I'll be honest, I don't know everything about the military. I know very few things, but pretty sure after you're done with your tour, you can since there's no draft initiated, you can basically decide, okay, well, I'm done serving. You do your tours, you're done with your time. And there's people like that all the time in the military, as far as I'm aware. So how is How's NASA any different? Like, think about it. People in the military are literally putting their life on the line. What the fuck is NASA? Why? Because there's never any problems on the... Ow, what the fuck, man? Something just bit the fuck out of me. I'm sorry, guys. Shit. Something just flew in and bit my fucking forehead. Oh, man, what the hell, bro? Shit. Come on, man. It's because I have the damn window down. Damn, and all the lights on. Man, this motherfucker got me good. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry about the language. That really hurt. Man, I don't even know what I got bit by. Whatever it is, it doesn't smell right. It smells really, really bad. It smells like mothballs or something. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I got off track and stuff. That hurt. It doesn't hurt anymore, but damn did that hurt at the time. But anyway. If they were risking their lives in space, we would have heard about someone dying in space. Now I know what you say. Oh, what about the Challenger incident? Or what about that? Huh? Well, you guys want my opinion about it? It's bullshit. It's fucking garbage. Nobody died on that. And look, you guys don't have to listen to me. Don't listen to me. All you have to do is listen to what I'm saying and do your own research. That's it, okay? All I'm saying is that those people are very easy to find that supposedly died in Challenger incident. What does it take, like a 3 minutes up the images of them? They're all around living normal lives right now. They're not doing anything crazy. They're not like, none of them are dead, you know. I think out of all those astronauts, there's only one person they don't know where he's at. And I think I have a feeling. About what happened to this man. I think he overspoke. I think he said something he wasn't supposed to say. Now, look. You guys can sit here and say the government isn't sneaky and underhanded and stuff like that, and they wouldn't dare go kill someone just because they said something about that. If you're wrong, because there's such a thing as national security, that's considered treason by the United States government. The crime of high treason is punishable by death. But yeah, go ahead, you know. They would. They prove they don't have problems experimenting on their own. In most cases, them dying. See, they don't care. They don't care. As long as they accomplish their goals, they don't give a shit about any of us. You can sit there and go through your life thinking that our government has our best interests at heart. can't even keep a straight face saying they don't. They don't. They don't care about me. Unfortunately, they don't care about you or anybody else. The only way they see us is as a walking dollar sign. That's all they see us. And I wish I didn't have to say that. But it's true. There's no shred of human decency left inside. If there was, they wouldn't be viewing us as a dollar sign. They wouldn't be sacrificing people to go over to other countries to steal oil and other resources. And this is all stuff you can look up. This isn't secret knowledge or anything like that. Dedicated to telling people how it is. And I don't care if you call me a liar or not. What I do care about is whether or not you bothered to research it. Whether or not you bothered to fact check it. Because if you don't fact check me and you just call me a liar, that's the definition of ignorance. That's a perfect example. And see, we live in a world where we feel like we have to know all the answers to everything. But there's less than a handful of things you really do need to know. Here's what you need to know. God created everything we see, all living things in this world, the stars, the sun and moon. He created all that in 7 days. He rested on the seventh day. He loves all of us. He wants a close personal relationship with us. He sent his only son to die for the sins of mankind. How much of a sacrifice? The Father gave his son to die for people who scoffed and ridiculed him. He died so we could. And on top of that, commandments. I'm not going to go through them because I'm pretty sure everybody pretty much knows them. And the last thing you need to know, probably one of the most important things you need to know, is the Bible is the inherent Word of God. None of it, unless the Bible states it's about to be a metaphor or a parable, none of it is to be taken metaphorically. It was all meant to be taken literally. Did I just say we should take the Bible literally? You bet your rear end I did. Because let me ask you a question. Is your life better without God? Or is it worse? Only you people know the answer to that. I can tell you the answer, but only you can answer it. You know, God takes care of the people who love Him. It's natural. You love God and you're willing to serve and obey God, He will take care of you. He will. I mean, look at me. For most of my life growing up, I used to be a bum. No interest in having a job, just scraping by, selling shit for money and stuff, pawning shit for money, you know? long periods without having jobs, mostly because I didn't really care about looking for one. I didn't really try hard enough. But I feel like I didn't really know him. I knew of him, but I didn't know him. And I wasn't willing to be obedient. But you know what? Even though I wasn't, and because I did believe that Yeshua is the Son of God, He still took care of me. He might have not been happy with me, but He still took care of me. He's never once wronged me. He's never once hurt me. He's never backstabbed me. He's never talked about me behind his back in a negative way. He's never done any of this. So why would I give up on him? Why would I give up on the night? You know? And just know, if you choose Jesus, Yeshua, the one they call Jesus, things will only get good for you. Things will only get better. Of course not. Jesus said we deal with hard times and difficulties. But if we trust and believe in Yeshua, we're strong. Nothing can stop us. Sure, Satan could knock us down, but with Yeshua, we're just going to get right back up. Just look at Satan and be like, oh, did you knock me down? Well, I'm standing now. With the help of Yeshua, what are you going to do? Resolve. At the same time, Christians need to be careful. Because Satan is trying to attack Christians more than any people ever. He's trying to get us to distance ourselves from God, to not believe. He wants us to become apostasies. We can't do that. Because I'll tell you right now, the people who are true believers in Christ, you're going to see them. Why are you going to see them? Because unfortunately, late in the last day, well, most likely are in the last days, but at some point, there's going to be a point where Christians are going to leave the faith, and they're going to become what's known as apostasies. And after that, there's going to be two groups: the true believers and the unbelievers, and the apostasies / unbelievers. Guys, we can't give up now. We can't. We can't just give up and just be done. You guys realize the point of free will? I don't think most people understand. Do you know why God gave us free will? And this is something I had to learn on my own. This is something that Yeshua showed me on my own. The reason we were given free will is because with free will, you have a choice. You see, God, Yeshua, gave us free will so we could choose on our own terms to love the Creator and to be obedient to Him. He's seeing what we're going to do. Of course, you could make the argument He knows already, but he's going to see how it plays out. He's going to watch it play out. Because I believe the Lord knows that there's only two possible paths a man can take. A man can either go down the left path or the right path. The left path is a dark, you can picture it as a dark, dense forest with nothing but dead trees. There's nothing but darkness down this trail. You can barely even see less than a foot in front of you. It's so dark. However, if you go down that trail, it's a shorter trail. But what about the trail on the right? What's on the right? Well, the trail on the right leads to God. That trail is brightly illuminating. There's fruit trees everywhere, flowering trees, every kind of beautiful form of life going on that trail. However, that trail is a lot longer. Now, let me ask you guys, knowing that we can only go down two paths, are you going to take the left path or the right path? I don't know about you guys. I'm choosing the right path. I want to choose the path to God. Even if it is longer, I want to take that path. I don't want to take the short, dark path that leads to pain and torment and death. I'd rather go down the path that takes the most amount of effort or strength. I'd rather take the harder route than the easy way. You know what I'm saying? The hard way instead of the easy way. And, you know, guys, I really hope, I really hope you guys choose the right path, not the left path. Because, like I said, the left path is shorter, but it leads to death. And you want to know something else about that path? You're not going to know it leads to death till you get out that path, and you're dead. If you go down the other way, once you're done with that long path that leads to God, you know, you're still alive. You could look back and be like, wow, I went down that whole trail? Wow. And then Yeshua says, congratulations, you proved yourself worthy, my son. Now, I don't know about you, but that's the one thing out of anything in my life, this life or whatever else comes after. That's what I want to hear him say. And if you guys want to hear him say the same thing to you, you need to choose the right path. You need to choose the path that leads to God. See, it's because God is love. God is life. What was it Jesus said? I am the way, the truth, and the life. And if you wanted to too, you could think of Yeshua as your friend that helps guide you down that path that leads to God. just to make it make a little bit more sense if you want to. You know? I'll tell you right now, the unbelievers and the apostasies, they're going to be going down that short, dark path that leads to death. And then when they meet their Creator, they better hope they have answers for Him. Because I don't think they do. There's nothing worse than not having a covering for your sins like Yeshua. And then you know where you guys go? You don't go to hell. No. You go to a place worse than hell. Did I say worse than hell? Yes, worse than hell. Now I'm gonna have to get a little bit stern right now in my videos because I need people to understand. I need them to understand this. You go to a place worse than hell. It's called Gehenna, or Gehenna. It basically translates from Hebrew to the lake of fire. The lake of fire. This is different from hell. This is something completely different. What is hell? First off, let's talk about what hell is. Hell is a place, or at least what most people believe. Hell is a place that you go if you're a bad person, if God finds you to be a bad person. And there you suffer endlessly in torment. One problem with that, though. The Bible says the punishment of sin is death. We're not talking about killing you physically. No. We're talking about killing your physical body and your soul. Yes, your soul as well. This is a place of immense fire. This is a place where things go to be destroyed. It's a place where anything that's sent to it is destroyed. That means it doesn't matter what it is. You throw it in there, it's done. It's finished. It's nothing. Non-existent. So if you guys want to not repent, want to not have Yeshua in your life, just know that's where you're going. There's no two ways about it. You either please God or you don't please God. If you don't please God, and you don't believe in Yeshua, it's not going to be pretty for you guys. Not at all. And it breaks my heart that people, to know that this is going to happen to these people. And not so much because they're being destroyed. It's more because they failed themselves. They absolutely failed. And knowing that all they had to do was ask and pray and say, I accept the Lord Jesus Christ. He will be in your life. And as long as you agree to be obedient to Him and follow Him the best you can, He will never, ever, ever leave you. Let me ask you guys, how good? I love that guy right there. He's awesome. How awesome would it be for Yeshua, the one they know as Jesus, to point to you and be like, you did good, man. You did pretty good. I don't know how you guys would feel. I know how I would feel. I'm not gonna lie. I would be sobbing tears of joy. I would be so happy. Because you guys gotta understand, especially for me, for most of my life, I was an outcast. I was fat as shit, like, um, it's nerdy as hell. I didn't have a whole lot of friends, even if I tried. People were more concerned with calling me names and calling me retarded and fat and all this stuff, rather than getting to know me and realizing this guy's pretty nice and stuff like that. Maybe I should get to know him a little bit, find out more things about this guy. Most of those people when I was growing up didn't even want to do that. But there is one person that always wanted. Yeshua told me yes. How you been today? How's life been treating you all around flat? All around flat, I'm sure you could testify. Wait, what the heck? Yeah, I'm sure you could probably testify too, that having Yeshua in your life, is what is way better for you than not having him, for sure. And this is what I wish people would understand, dude. I wish they would understand that if they chose Jesus, their life would get better for them. Not that they're not going to have any hard times, but it's going to be way better for them. And I don't know if you hopped in when I was talking about the two paths or not. But just in case you weren't here for it, I'll just go ahead and reiterate it a little bit. Basically, and this is the metaphor I like to use, there's two paths. One path is a path filled with nothing but death. Say dead animals, dead trees. It's completely dark. There's so many trees and so much shit that it's completely dark. You can barely see in front of your face. But yet, that path is short. It's a very short path. And the path next to it is the right path, obviously. And that path is filled with the brightest light, all kinds of forms of life down that road. Bright, beautiful, lush flowers and plants and all kinds of stuff. The only problem is it's a little bit longer. But by the time you go down that path and you come out of that path, I can promise you, you'd be glad you did, because that path leads to God. And that's the way I picture it. I don't know if other people have a better metaphor for it, but that's the way I see it. And I see each and every day people going down that left path. And that path on the left leads to death. And see, when you get down that path that leads to death, you don't even get a chance to look back at where you were and realize what you did. Realize, oh man, that was a really short path. You don't even get to realize that. You're dead the second you come out of that path, because it leads to death. And the one on the right leads to everlasting life with Yeshua. So that's why I hope people will just take the right path. You know what I'll be saying? But yeah, it's disappointing. Very, very disappointing. And one thing I read recently in the Bible, it kind of struck a chord with me. I believe it's Matthew 21. And Jesus is talking to the people, and he's basically saying that, I hope I don't mess this verse up. This isn't word for word, but to summarize, he's basically saying that people, that the prostitutes and the thieves and the liars and stuff like that, and all these screwed up people, all these sinners who believe in the name of Jesus, good things will happen to them more than believe at all and do sin. And that kind of struck a chord with me, because I know people, especially I was like this at one point myself, who thought that because they were such strong sinners and stuff like that, and thought that because they've made so many mistakes and they know that Jesus is perfect and stuff, they feel like they don't have any hope. There's no chance for them. Well, they do have hope, and that's Jesus. He is the hope. He's the hope for everlasting life. And, all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask for him to come into your life. That's really all that has to be done. Just ask and be sincere. And he'll never leave you. As long as you're obedient to him and believe in him, he will never leave you. He will always be there with you. One of the phrases I like to use the most is, you two are bonded for life. Why do I say that? It's because that as believers, we are the body of Christ. We are bonded with Yeshua as believers. And I remember I was watching an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra, and that's where I got this whole. I was watching, and there, a lot of it has to do with Hindu a lot of kind of weird stuff, but basically there's I can't remember what the name, Raja or Praja or something like that, and one is a completely dark entity and one is made of complete light. And the Avatar, the one who has master out over all the elements, and who can bend rock, fire, water, and all that stuff, there was a part where the first airbender, he was trying to fight this dark force. He couldn't do it. He was about to lose, and he was almost about to die. But he asked the force of light. He was like, please come into me and help me. And they did. And because it was a pure force of, I guess, light and stuff like that, it couldn't stay inside his body. And that force was saying, please, I have to leave you. If I don't leave you, you will die. And he said, I don't care. I don't care. I need to stop him. And the force of light stayed. And even though he was about to die and stuff like that, he fought through it. Eventually, it got to a point where he was completely bonded with this thing. And the phrase that came out was we are bonded for life. And the first thing I thought of when I heard those words is me asking Yeshua to come into my life. I thought of Yeshua when I heard those words, and how he's connected with all of us believers. He's bonded with all of us. You know, it's really cool when you think about it, you know? To me, the force of light, you know, it was kind of like the force of light was Yeshua, and that dark force, Raja or whatever, was like Satan. And this guy was trying to fight Satan with all his might and stuff and destroy Satan by himself, until he asked, you know, the being of light to help him. I can't remember what his name, what the creature's name was or whatever, but you know, it's kind of like us. We're all individually trying to fight back Satan and stuff like that. And if we don't have Jesus in our heart, we are gonna lose. We are gonna be knocked down dead. We need him to come inside us, for him to be bonded with us, so we can fight and defend ourselves against these evils. You know? So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that. I know it was kind of a long rant, but most of what I was saying I feel like is super important for people to understand. And this is stuff I feel like they really do need to hear. So anyways, I love all you guys. Thank you for watching my videos. Anyone that's a subscriber, thank you. You know, me, myself, I don't really crave for subscribers. I'm not doing this for money. You know? If you don't want to subscribe, that's completely fine. I just appreciate you watching my video, even if you only watched it for a few minutes and was like, screw this. You know? It means a lot. So I hope you guys are having a great night. And hopefully I'll do another video again soon. Anyway, guys, this has been the Flat Earth Sage. And peace and be easy, guys.